It's October 2015. A chilly day in autumn. John Brennan receives a weird phone call. It seems to be coming from a stranger. He hesitates a second, then picks up.
Hello. John Brennan. Who is this? You're a fucking loser.
If John Brennan hadn't been John Brennan, this might have looked like an ordinary prank call. But John Brennan happens to be one of the most powerful men on Earth, the head of the CIA.
Who is this? How did you get this number?
It was so easy, bro.
You're such a dumbass. What do you want?
I don't want anything. I already fucking own you.
How much do you want?
We want $5 trillion.
The U.S. government will classify this call as part of a larger conspiracy. The caller will pay a heavy price for this moment of trollish glory.
Why are you doing this?
We want you to stop bombing the Middle East.
Across the Atlantic, in a house in the West Midlands of England, a 15-year-old kid in his room, the phone still in his hand, can't believe what he just did. He calls himself Kraka, and he loves to smoke weed. In fact, he's high right now. He's also the leader of Crackers with Attitude. He and his companions terrorized and embarrassed the U.S. security apparatus. To a near incomparable degree, they leaked the personal data of police officers, FBI agents, and DOJ officials. They hand-delivered top-secret documents to Julian Assange, some of the most publicized activism attributed to Anonymous. They call themselves Anonymous, in part for the LLs, and this is their story. This was political teenager cyber attacks, hijacked the computers of several U.S. intelligence and collective called Crackers with Attitude.
Hijacked the computers of several U.S. intelligence and
a collective called Crackers with Attitude.
His name was Kane Gamble. To the world, just another British teenager. But online, he was Kraka, a member of the hacking group Crackers with Attitude. Kane didn't look like a threat. He was 15 years old. He lived with his parents. He went to school. But when he sat down at his computer, he became something else entirely. Kane wasn't motivated by money. He was angry at American foreign policy, angry at drone strikes, angry at wars in the Middle East, and he channeled that anger into hacking. He wanted to embarrass the people in power, to expose their secrets, to prove that even the most powerful people in the world were vulnerable. His weapon of choice? Social engineering and SIM swapping. Kane didn't need advanced malware or zero-day exploits. He just needed to trick a telecom employee into transferring a phone number to his control. Once he had that, he could intercept text messages, reset passwords, and take over entire accounts. Simple, effective, devastating. In 2015, Kane set his sights on the ultimate target, John Brennan, director of the Central Intelligence Agency. John Brennan was a 25-year veteran of the CIA. He had hunted terrorists. He had overseen drone programs. He had access to some of the most classified intelligence on the planet. And yet, a 15-year-old boy was about to break into his private life. Kane called Verizon, Brennan's mobile carrier.
This is the Verizon
He
employee
pretended
portal.
to be a
I'm confirming your
Verizon
payroll details now.
employee.
For
He
security,
used the
I'll need your
right
employee ID and the last
terminology.
four of your
He
SSN.
sounded confident.
Confirm the
and
transfer
the
details
person
now.
on the other
Yes,
end
amount and
believed him.
recipient match.
Within
Execute
minutes,
it. We're almost
Kane
there.
had control of Brennan's phone number. He could see his text messages. He could intercept authentication codes. He could reset passwords. And that's exactly what he did. Kane went straight for Brennan's AOL email account. Yes, AOL. The director of the CIA was using an AOL email, and Kane exploited it. He read months of correspondence, personal conversations, government communications, and classified documents. Brennan had stored sensitive files in his personal email, security clearance applications, information about intelligence officers, documents related to drone strikes, everything. But Kane didn't stop there. He also hacked Brennan's wife's accounts. He found financial records, family details, applications Brennan had filled out decades earlier when he first joined the CIA. The level of access was staggering. And then Kane did something audacious. He called Brennan's personal cell phone. Brennan answered. Kane's voice was calm. He told Brennan he had access to everything, that he owned him. And then he hung up. Imagine being John Brennan in that moment. The director of the CIA, outsmarted by a child. The FBI doesn't take kindly to being humiliated. A massive investigation was launched. Cyber experts analyzed digital evidence. They traced IP addresses. They studied Kane's social media posts. And they found him. Kane made mistakes. He bragged on Twitter under the username Kraka. He posted screenshots of stolen emails. He mocked the FBI for not catching him. It was arrogant. It was reckless. And it gave investigators the clues they needed. In February 2016, British authorities raided Kane's home. He was arrested. His computers were seized. And when investigators combed through his devices, they found everything. The stolen emails, the leaked documents, the evidence of his crimes. Kane Gamble, the boy who thought he was untouchable, had finally been caught. The Kane Gamble case sent shockwaves through the intelligence community. It exposed how vulnerable even the most secure officials could be. The CIA director had been compromised not by a foreign government, but by a teenager with a laptop. In the aftermath, security protocols were overhauled. Two-factor authentication became mandatory. Personal email use for government business was banned. Telecom companies improved verification processes. The entire system changed. But the techniques Kane used are still being used today. SIM swapping attacks have become even more common. Celebrities, executives, cryptocurrency investors, all have fallen victim. Because the weakest link in any security system isn't the technology. It's the human beings who use it. Kane was charged with multiple counts of computer misuse and identity theft. The evidence was overwhelming. Prosecutors argued he had endangered national security, that intelligence officers had been exposed, that operations had been compromised. They called for a harsh sentence. Kane's defense argued he was a child, that he had been radicalized online, that he deserved a chance at rehabilitation. In April 2018, Kane Gamble was found guilty on all counts. He was sentenced to 2 years in youth detention, not prison. Detention. Some saw it as fair, others saw it as far too lenient.
So here's what we know. In October 2015, a 15-year-old boy named Kane Gamble hacked into the personal email of the CIA director. He read classified documents. He stole personal information. He leaked it to the world. And then he called John Brennan and said, "I own you." Kane was caught. He was tried. He was sentenced. And then he disappeared. But the impact of what he did is still being felt today. He proved that the most powerful people in the world are not untouchable, that their secrets can be exposed, that they can be humiliated. And all it takes is one person with a laptop and the willingness to break the rules. Somewhere right now, there's another teenager sitting in their bedroom, learning, practicing, looking for vulnerabilities, and they're wondering how far they can go before they get caught. The CIA director thought he was safe. He was wrong. And if it can happen to him, it can happen to anyone. This was the story of Kraka, the boy who owned the CIA,